tell you just a little bit why the app's near and dear to me personally, and I just want to share it. Yvonne did give some highlights, but honestly, when I very first started, and I think I'm only finishing my second month. Yeah, my second month. But when I very first started, like she said, I decided that I wanted to get into the financial side of things. But this is the thing that you have to understand. When the pandemic hit in 2020, I had 3 streams of income leave. The industry was wiped out. So imagine that. Single mom. At the time I was very, very sick. So I was still having to go get treatments quite a bit. And your income, not 1, but 3 income streams gone. And so I remember my daughter looking at me and she was like, Mom, what are we gonna do? And I was like, I don't know, we're gonna keep serving God. He's gonna find a way, right? And at that time I heard a lot about cryptocurrency, but I didn't quite know how to get into it. And I wanted to know how to get into it. And so I looked at a lot of different programs, and it was just so much buzz about cryptocurrency, and I would pray about it and it just didn't feel right. And so when I did run across this particular program, because I actually saw Lenny on it, and I was like, hold up, I think I'm gonna reach out. I know him, and I know Lenny don't play. And the one thing he don't play about is money, right? And so, in business. And so I was like, okay, so this is a sign, like this is legit. And so I decided to go ahead and pursue that, and I reached out to Lenny, and I was like, hey, what's all this about? I've been trying to get into crypto, blah, 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 blah. And anyway, it went on from there. But when I say that you have to have skin in the game, you have to have skin in the game. So what I had to do in order to come in with $2,500 to come into this business, because I chose, and in a little bit we're going to talk about the packages, but I chose to come in at the highest level because I didn't want to leave any money on the table. And I'm an all-in girl. So you have to assess what you have of value. And I'm a country girl. I love my animals. And so for me to sell my horse was a really big thing, because my animals are my family. It was heartbreaking for me. So I sold a horse, and I going through the motions. And then whatever, it didn't cover the whole thing. So whatever the difference was, I borrowed the other money. I don't borrow money, but I did. And so I just I used what I had of value, and I swallowed my pride and borrowed the other money. And because I really felt like this was my opportunity, I was starting over, and I had to have some skin in the game, and that's really what I did. And so I started studying WOW. We talked about WOW, right? I studied and studied and studied. It was like 15, 17 hours, and my daughter was like, Mom, eat. Mom, go to bed. And so because I was like, I gotta get caught up. I don't know anything. I didn't know anything. I didn't even know all the terminology. All I knew was crypto, Bitcoin, right? And so with that being said, because I put so much into it and so much energy into it, I just started to learn, and then I followed the system. I followed the process. I was a good student. By day 10, I won $3,800. By day 11, I won an additional $3,000. That was at $6,800. But this is what I want to tell you. A lot of people say, well, how did you have 5,000 in the account? Did you have I started out with $470. $470 to hit my first $3,800 day. And all I can say is, as you get in there and you learn between your lot sizes and really getting into good trades, I mean really good trades, not so risque, you can start to build your funds and your trading account, and it will up your leverage. That's what I can tell you. Okay, so no, I didn't. What? I'm not rich, and I don't have deep pockets. I mean, I was broke, but I'm not supposed to say that. I'm supposed to say I had a cash flow problem, a serious cash flow problem. But anyway, I used what I had. So $2,500. Why? I came in at the Elite Prime, and that's about it's $18.99, and then I I used that to get that package, and then whatever was left over after all of the fees and the transfer fees and all that kind of stuff, it ended up only being $470 that I could put in my trading account, right? And so I want to tell you this. Yeah, this is my disclaimer, okay? It can happen. But also with all of that, I want to be completely transparent. You have losses. You have losses. But can you have days like that? You can. But I want to tell you a typical day. If you set your goals, it is very doable to do $100 a day. Very doable to do $100 a day. Who can use an extra $1,200, $1,500 a month? Anybody can, right? I mean, that's a mortgage or 2 car payments, or a mortgage and some utilities and a car payment, or whatever, depending on what it is. But what I'm saying is just to within reason, right? If you hit a $3,800 day, amazing. If you hit $100 day, amazing, right? And so my typical days is not that. That was like, thank you, God. But my typical days are anywhere from $100 to $300. But also that's because this is all I do, right? But doing this part-time, people have made the same income. And I want to go back and tell you that I made that $3,800 in a matter of an hour and 20 minutes. In an hour and 20 minutes. So knowing when to get in the market, the timing, knowing what the top currencies and the indices and all of these things, all of that stuff matters. So getting into good trades. So I just really wanted to tell you that, to be transparent. But if it can happen to me, it can happen to you.